How is your clinic being affected with the increase in the cases of these viruses?
I mean, we're being drastically impacted. We are so busy. There's no parking. It's very, very busy and very. So many people are coming in with symptoms of runny nose, sore throat, cough. We're doing the testing for the flu and COVID currently, but we've ordered tests for RSV. And overwhelmingly, the majority of people that have positive test results are coming up with the flu, although we do have some COVID. But the take home is, if you're somebody out in the community and you start to develop these symptoms, go ahead and get tested, because if you do have flu, there's a specific treatment for flu that you really need. And then if you have COVID, there's a specific treatment for COVID. And also, if you are sick, you want to separate yourself from the majority of people so that you can decrease the spread.
Dr. Quinn, when we talk about RSV, we mainly think of that as being a children's disease, but are adults at risk as well?
Most definitely. And that goes back to the statement that I just made. If you are feeling ill, go ahead and visit your medical doctor and get tested to find out what it is that's making you ill. In most cases, it's viral. And as I said before, a lot of people are having the flu, but there's a specific treatment that could be very helpful. Some people have COVID, and some clinics, and we'll be testing for RSV in the next couple of days. There are specific treatments. Now, as far as adults that are relatively healthy without a lot of chronic medical conditions, whose immune systems are not compromised, normally if we get RSV, we have a little runny nose, maybe just a mild cough, low-grade fever, and we'll normally recover in just a matter of a few days. But the problem is we can serve as carriers. And if we go around our grandparents, or maybe we have somebody else that we work with that might be older with medical conditions with a compromised immune system, or if we have a baby at home that's very young and unable to protect itself, we can transmit it to these individuals that are vulnerable, and then they can end up in the hospital with pneumonia and or lose their life. So right now is the time that we really need to be aware of what's going on with our illnesses.
Dr. Quinton, there's no vaccine for RSV. What can people do to protect themselves from that?
That's a good question. Right now, what people can do to best protect themselves is, if you start developing symptoms of runny nose, cough, sore throat, upper respiratory tract symptoms, the first thing you want to do is separate yourself from the majority. Go ahead and call in sick. It's okay. You don't need to go to work and then infect everybody at the office. And if you can, go get evaluated by your doctor. So if you do have the flu, or if you have coronavirus, or if you have RSV, which can be tested for, you can be identified for what it is you have, and you can get the proper treatment. But the most important thing is, you don't want to just go to work. Or for my parents, don't send your children to school if they're sick, because then they spread it to the other children at school, and then they could take it home to their grandmother or either their little baby siblings, and this could be very dangerous.
Dr. Timothy Quinn, thank you very much. Good advice. Appreciate that.
Hey, thank you for having me.